Okay, hello. This is a brand new video, and in this video I'm going to be showing how to make a alcohol stove out of 2 cans, cotton balls, and a nickel. The rest of the ingredients is all the stuff you're gonna need. It runs on 91% alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and the materials you're gonna need is the 2 cans, empty, and you can just get that out of the recycling bin, a nickel, a skewer, I cut mine in half, like a block of wood. This is optional, but it helps a lot. A push pin, a hammer, a light hammer, not a heavy hammer, needle nose pliers, and this is optional, but it's an eyedropper. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of wood and you are going to measure a specific spot measure it all the way around with your skewer. You can just use a Sharpie, but this is a dark colored can. That might not work very well. I'm just going to go all the way around. Okay, so, and then you do it to both your cans, because you want them to be exactly the same height when you cut them. It doesn't matter what type of can you use, it's just that they're the same type, they're just the same size. So now that you're done with that step, you should have a line going all the way around your can on both of them. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your cans and flip it over so that it's the bottom up. And you're going to take your push pin and get like right in the center of the bottom of your can, and you're going to make a hole with your hammer. And you're going to make 4 other holes around it. It doesn't have to be perfectly centered, but this is where you're going to put in the alcohol. Okay, so now that you have your 5 holes in the bottom of your can, you're going to take your wooden skewer and put it in the center one, and then you're gonna pound it down with the hammer so that it makes the hole like a lot bigger. And then you can do that to the other holes, but don't make the other holes as big as the center one. So when you're done, it should look like that. And now what you're gonna, oh, I almost dropped my pin. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go around the perimeter of the can, and like right where the curve is, you're gonna poke a hole in there. And this part you can probably do with your fingers, and if you can't, just use the hammer. And I like to make 12 holes, but you can make 16. Okay, so now that you have 12 holes around the perimeter of the top of the can, you can do more or less, it doesn't matter, but don't do less than 10. Now your step is to cut along that line on both your cans. So I need to get scissors. Okay, so now that you have cut the cans at the line we made with the wood, you can take the can that doesn't have holes in it and your needle nose pliers and go around the perimeter, twisting it the same direction each time. And you go around the entire thing doing that. Like this. And once you're done, it should be kind of like a weird star shape. And, oh yeah, and you're going to put the cotton balls inside of it. The cotton balls are going to kind of act like a wick for the alcohol. And you don't have to like stuff it full, but you want to make sure that you just want to make sure that there's not very much room. So I use like 8 cotton balls. And then you're going to put the top over the entire thing, and you're going to take your wood and your hammer, and you're going to just kind of tap around it. Until this is just below the rounded edge. I'm going to do like 2 more taps. There we go. And then for that you can just kind of roll it over with your wood block. Or you could use the hammer. So, now the assembly of the stove is done. And next I'm going to move outside so I can show you how to ignite this. Okay, and before you add alcohol to this or ignite it, if you're a kid, do not do this without adult supervision. And if you are an adult, do not light your house on fire. So, how you're going to add fuel to this is on the top of it, in that little area, you're just gonna fill it with alcohol, and wait for it to drain down. And then once it's... Yep, and you're gonna keep adding the alcohol to it until it stops soaking it up. So now I'm gonna time lapse this next part. So now that I've actually filled it up all the way, I'm going to try and light it before putting in the nickel, because last time I did it with my other one, that's what worked the best. And also sometimes you'll notice that when it heats up, it'll somehow manage to soak up more alcohol. But pretty much the first time you light it is always the hardest, because the cotton balls haven't, I guess you could say, like, blackened. Okay, so this is after I let it warm up for a while, and it eventually just started coming out of there, and there was a little brief burst of flames, but now it is in working burner fashion. So I'm going to take, we don't really have any metal pots or pans to show if it will boil water, but see, you can, if you place something over the top of it, it'll still burn. And I have cooked toast on this when I wrap the toast in tin foil, and whatever you eat with this, make sure you wrap it in tin foil first, because orange flame means that not all of the fuel is being burnt, and some of it is turning into carbon monoxides, and there's just excess fuel. And that excess fuel will get on your food. It's just like if you hold a marshmallow way above the fire, it's going to get all smoke and stuff all over it. It's kind of like that, but amplified and with alcohol. So yeah, if you're going to do this, be safe. And yeah, and the reason why I have salt around it is to just in case any alcohol leaks, that'll keep the alcohol from catching the table on fire. So like, subscribe, and the end.